Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm John and you're watching Road Reality. And today we're taking a look at this, the remote from GoPro. Yep, it's their newest remote control device and it's obscenely expensive for what you get. But I'm going to give you the ins and outs on how well it works and what I think of it.
All right, here we go.
We're going to start by pairing it to my GoPro Hero 8. It's not connected. See that? Yep. And the Hero 8 is not connected to anything either. So what we'll do is we'll set it right here on my desk. And I might even be able to zoom in on it. I'm not really sure. But either way, we're going to hit pair new, as you can see on screen there. When you come up, that's the first screen you see. We're going to hit that button. It says put camera in pairing mode or something. Yeah, put camera in pairing mode. So on the Hero 8, we're gonna go to Preferences, Connections, Connect Device, Remote, and it's gonna connect. Boom, done. Says connecting. That is super easy. That's far easier than it was on the smart remote, which I have here. This guy, this is the old one. See there? Ooh, shiny, old one. Yeah, I don't use this thing anymore. Won't work with the Hero 9, but I've mentioned that in a few videos. Anyway, now it's connected. You can see it says 06 on it, 1080p, 60 frames a second. So it shows you what mode your camera is currently in. And if anything's blurry, I'll go ahead and add clear pictures in post because why not? But we have a mode button, a wrench icon for settings, and the power button up here, and the all-important record button on the front. On the bottom, that's a charging port. So you open that up, ta-da, charging port, yay. But anyway, and it has the wrist strap on it too. So you can go hit the mode button and click through. It'll go into photo mode, then it'll go into time-lapse mode, and then it goes back to video mode. And if you're in video mode and you hit the settings icon, it gives you a list of your camera lens types. So I'm just gonna leave it on indoor. The OK button is here. Up and down are the wrench and mode buttons. And then to basically press enter like you would on a computer, you hit the record button. Boom, done. And now, speaking of recording, I did a few tests. Take a look. This is test one. Can you hear me? This is test 2. Have you subscribed yet? And finally, a third test. Okay, so now you've seen 3 tests. Did you notice something? Yeah, that's right. The audio seemed out of sync, and the video was slightly out of sync too. Well, that's a caveat of using the remote to control multiple cameras. By the way, this one controls 5, whereas the old one here could control up to 50. So I think they changed from Bluetooth to Bluetooth Lite or something, some new low power version. So anyway, the video files, yeah, they're out of sync. In the testing I've run, between 4 and 13 frames, which is not a lot. I mean, that's still at 60 frames a second, that's less than a quarter of a second. But if you're somebody like me who's sort of a perfectionist, then they have to be spot on, and they're not. So I don't like that. And we'll get back to that in a minute as to why that's important for motovlogging, because you checked out my channel and I do motorcycle vlogs and I do motorcycle gear reviews. That's exactly what you're expecting from my channel. Well, this review is geared for you. And thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out my video. But yes, back to the remote. It controls 5 cameras and they're out of sync. So you still have to sync them up in your editor. And if you'd like to see a multicam setup in DaVinci Resolve, I got a video coming out on that. Not exactly sure when, but hopefully soon. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell icon and get notified of that. The remote, it works pretty good though. The battery life on this thing is phenomenal. I charged it up when I first got it and I've had it for a month. I got it the day after it came out. So I think I've had it for 4, 5, 6 weeks and I have yet to plug it back in the charger and it still says 90%. Granted, I don't use it while I'm actually on the road. I should, and if you have a single cam setup, it's a great way to only record the portions of your ride that you want. But if you're like me, you're recording the entire ride because otherwise you'd miss stuff like this McLaren, which is in an upcoming video. That was a fun one, by the way. Yep. So yeah, the remote works pretty good as a moto vlogger. If you're doing a dual cam setup or a tri-cam setup, it'll get you close. So you only have to do some work in the editor, but I actually find it less work to pull over and change batteries when needed versus having to sync up 10 or 15 or even 20 video files in the editor. So keep that in mind if you're going to use it for moto vlogging. But for off-bike stuff, it's great because you can start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, and then you've got 4 or 5 files for a video that you could just go sync. And for that, I really like it. Also, it's rubberized. It seems to be well built. It's waterproof, which is pretty cool, but they got rid of my favorite little clippy. Where's that? Yeah. They got rid of this guy. Very easy to put a lanyard on this. Can you see that? Here, let me hold it up. There. See it now? Very easy to put a lanyard on that, and it was solidly hooked into the smart remote. I mean, this thing just goes right in the bottom of that, and now you've got a lanyard clip right there. This one, I mentioned it's got a lanyard clip. It's these little holes on the back, so you got to put a really thin one through, which is one of the reasons I haven't used it yet. But I may still anyway come springtime. There's not a lot of settings to it. It's pretty simple, but I like that it only has one button on the front. So if you are on the go and you want to record, bam, you hit the button, you're recording. Apparently it's recording. Hey, there we go. That was really weird. Anyway, yeah, I like it. It works well. And if you have multiple cameras, you can connect to both of them or just one or the other as needed, which is pretty cool. I've used it to do both recordings. If you saw my video up here, I think it is, that was the big gear review, and I used both cameras for that, and it worked really well because all I did was pull them into DaVinci Resolve and sync them up real quick, and then boom, I had all my video ready to go. It works pretty well. So I think that's about all that there's to say about the smart remote. It's a pretty simple device, great battery life. Doesn't perfectly sync up your cameras, but it can at least control all 5 of them if you have 5 cameras. And if you have 5 GoPros, that's a lot of money. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video on the GoPro The Remote. I don't know why they call it that, but they do. It's obscenely expensive. If you have a GoPro subscription, it's $55 right now. Otherwise, it's $80, which is a lot. I don't know why they charge so much. If you know why, leave me a comment below. Let me know why they charge so much for this damn thing. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Till I see you again, keep the shiny side up. Take care. Oh, I don't have it hooked to the 9. Oh well, bye.